everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel HomeDaily. So for today's video, we are going to prepare Christmas special beetroot wine. So without wasting time, let's get started. Firstly, here we have taken 1 kilo of beetroot and we washed the beetroot thoroughly. This is because we need to remove the soil. Also, you need to make sure before washing the beetroot, you haven't peeled off the skin. After washing the beetroot, we peel off the skin and slice the beetroot as shown. Here I have taken a vessel to boil water and I have added 2.5 liters of water. Once the water is boiled, you can turn off the stove and keep the water aside to cool it down. So all the chopped beetroot goes right into the pressure cooker and we pour 1 liter of water and pressure cook the beetroot for 3 whistles. This is for the color and flavor to infuse into the water. The beetroot juice is now ready. We collect the juice using a strainer. We have now strained the beetroot juice. Now we add 1 kilo of sugar. Give it a proper stir until the sugar dissolves well. Now that the sugar has dissolved, you can turn off the stove. You need to make sure that the juice is cooled down. Next we add juice of 1 lemon. So here I am adding 1 teaspoon of yeast which is fermented after mixing it with warm water and a little bit of sugar. If you are adding instant yeast, you can directly add it to the juice. Now before we proceed, you need to make sure all the utensils used in wine making like containers, spoons, bottles, etc. should be thoroughly cleaned and dried. There should not be any moisture present at all. The best way is to dry them under sun. After mixing the juice with dried wooden ladle, we have taken a jar which is cleaned and dried and pouring the juice into the jar. Before you pour the juice, you need to make sure that it is cooled down. Next we add 1 liter of water that we have boiled and cooled down earlier. Now next that we add is the spices. So here we have taken 2 cloves, 2 cardamom and 1 cinnamon. Now next that we add is wheat. Wheat makes the wine strong. So here we add 4 tablespoons of wheat. If you are short of it, you can add 1 tablespoon of broken wheat. So I am adding 3 tablespoons of wheat and 1 tablespoon of broken wheat. Also, if you wish to make the wine more stronger, you can add more tablespoons of wheat according to your wish. Next, we take a clean cloth and add the spices, wheat and broken wheat to it and tie to a knot. Put the cloth right inside the jar. If you want to, you can directly add the spices and the wheat inside the jar. But in that case, while serving the wine, you will have to filter out the wine first and then serve. Now you will close the jar with the lid. It should be loose as fermentation is going to happen. Also, make sure not to completely fill the container. Always 1/3 portion should be left empty. Now cover the jar with a cloth and keep the jar away from light and heat. On the 3rd day, you open the jar and using a dried and cleaned wooden ladle, you give it a stir. If you feel you need more sweetness to the wine, you can add sugar to it. You can serve the wine on the 3rd day, but if you feel you want the wine to be strong enough and also the alcohol content to increase, you can serve the wine on the 5th day or else keep it for another 7 to 15 days. Now this is the 5th day and it is giving a very strong fragrance of the wine. You open the jar and same as before, you take a wooden ladle which is dried and clean and give it a stir. If you want the wine to be more strong and if you want the alcohol content to increase, you can keep the wine for another 7 to 15 days and then serve. And as you can see right now, we are removing the cloth which had the spices and the wheat. We serve the wine on the 5th day itself, but if you want it to be more alcoholic, you can keep it for 7 to 15 days. But make sure not to remove the cloth which we had stuffed with spices and wheat.